Police are investigating a deadly crash that happened late last night near the intersection of Highland Road and West Grand. It happened just before 8 o'clock last night. The coroner's office was called to the scene. This morning we don't have a lot of information, but as soon as we learn those details, we of course will pass them along to you through our free Be Our Proud app.
Hey, good afternoon, Chad. Yes, preparations still going on. That conference just wrapped up a few minutes ago. Mayor President Sharon Westerboom thanked the staff and community for working together during Tropical Storm Barry. She says while this is moving along, they're still asking people to shelter in place. The big takeaway here, there is no curfew for East Baton Rouge Parish. Mayor Broom says that call is based on a few factors, most importantly, outages in neighborhoods and flooding, where they're asking you to watch in the overnight hours. Now, Sheriff Sid Gotro is asking people to remain cautious and vigilant, and he joins me live right now. Thank you for joining me, Sheriff. Stay cautious, stay vigilant, stay off the roads is what you're asking people, correct?
That's exactly right. I think everybody's done very well in making preparations for this storm. We see very little traffic on the roads, and that's a good thing. But, you know, we're still not out of the woods.
Well, we're here with the supporters at City Cafe, and the room just erupted in applause. The City of St. George is a go, it's a yes. And I'm here with an attorney for the City of St. George. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What are you feeling right now?
Elation. I mean, that's the simple fact is we've worked on this for about a decade. The people in this room contributed thousands of man hours, their money, their free time, their weekends. They've worked for this effort. We thought we could build a better government, and we wanted to give local control of our tax dollars back to the people in St. George, and the people of St. George listened, and tonight a resounding yes to the City of St. George.
Carly, 2 Baton Rouge police officers were arrested yesterday, but tonight only one of them is still behind bars. A spokesperson for the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office says that Jeremy Kirst had been a part of the force for 15 years. He was arrested on stalking charges after several alleged incidents where he was asked to stop contacting a female and refused to leave her residence, blocking her in with his vehicle.
That's right, Carly. I'm actually standing in the area where all those carpfish were loaded into the lake this morning. Now you can see this lake has definitely seen better days. If you look on side behind me, you can see that there's a thick layer of algae covering the surface, and it's been there for some time now, since the summer months. Now it does appear that they do have some open areas where there aren't any algae, but I'm standing in one of those areas right now, and they actually have a lot of this stuff that's growing on the ground, and this is where the carp come into play. Now what's going to happen is all 550 of those carp that were thrown into this lake are supposed to be eating the vegetation that's growing at the bottom. So that's supposed to help with some of the congestion and hopefully ease up a lot of the algae that's growing on the top and give the animals a chance to breathe, and some of the plants at the bottom as well. Now, this is not the solution that everybody's thinking. It's not going to completely clear up that algae. Breck is saying that this is just something that might help.
The lake is currently so shallow and it has all the nutrients coming in, this problem would just continue to get worse and worse. So the fish are going to help to bring down the aquatic submerged vegetation below the surface, but it is not an overall solution.
Now, the governor did come up with a $50 million plan to dredge this entire lake. Now, that's the only solution that's going to get rid of all this algae. But in the meantime, Breck is asking people not to fish for the carp. They're going to be here for a while, and we don't expect to see any results until about 6 months. So please take care when you're fishing and make sure that you're not pulling out any of the carp. But for now, live from City Park Lake, I'm Kara St. Cyr, NBC Local 33 News.
Well, Jean, right now things are looking pretty good for the most part. Just take a look at what we're looking at. We have traffic that is going westbound toward the Acadian and Thurwood and LSU exit. That traffic is moving okay, and on this side it's moving it pretty easy, heading eastbound, going towards the College Drive exit and New Orleans. But this is what we're going to be seeing this entire weekend. Thanksgiving weekend is a very busy travel weekend for people. Thousands, well, millions of people will be hitting the roads, and as you mentioned, with those traffic cameras all around town, you're going to be seeing traffic congestion throughout the city. Guess what? You know what? Research says today, Wednesday, between noon and 6 is the worst travel day for people heading to their Thanksgiving destinations. You know, we've been keeping an eye on travel. We also caught up with some people at the airport who are taking the high road and avoiding everything that you see here. And take a listen at what those people had to say.
Well, so far, I hadn't had had any problem at all, and my son-in-law do pre-check for me and everything, so it's been smooth.
Well, so last time I flew out of here was about 4 or 5 years ago, and I mean it's always been a fine experience. It's usually pretty in and out pretty quick.
Yeah, you heard it. Those folks at the airport, for the most part, are not dealing with these travel congestions. I'm sure they ran into a little congestion getting to BTR, but once on their flights, it's a smooth sail from there. Back out here, some people are dealing with a little traffic. You can see these lines here, which is I-10 westbound, are starting to back up a little bit, and this is near the Acadiana Thruway LSU exit. But of course, we'll be monitoring the traffic conditions throughout the city all night and bring you the very latest. So tune into NBC Local 33 News and stay up to date on our website, our Facebook, social medias, and our free Be Our Proud app. Reporting live from I-10 tonight, Jonah Gilmore, NBC Local 33 News.
Right here on Fox 44, you may have seen Chef Chris Motto featured on this season of Hell's Kitchen. I recently visited Chris in his kitchen to learn more about this great experience. At Mansour's on the Boulevard, Executive Chef Chris Motto calls the shots.
Oh, this is my home away from home. I'm here more than I'm at home, actually, but I love it. That's why I'm here all the time, I guess. This is where I'm in control. Sweet. No, man, getting you on the TV. Right on.
But for contestants on Hell's Kitchen, chaos
So let's walk.
replaces control. It's the culinary challenge of a lifetime.
It's still surreal. Seeing myself on TV and kind of reliving it and forgetting how intense it was almost. You had time to forget. But yeah, completely surreal experience, and just never knew what was happening next.
While Chef Gordon Ramsay is known for his fiery approach, Motto says he brings out the best in the show's contenders.
He was fantastic. Gordon Ramsay is like a mentor to me at this point. I was able to learn so much from him, and just seeing him be so passionate about this career after years and years of the grind is just incredible.
And following his past decade of creativity at Mansour's, Chef Motto is just as passionate about shining a light on the Baton Rouge culinary scene.
It's not just bettering myself, it's bettering these guys that work for me, it's bettering Baton Rouge as a whole. So it's just trying to put the spotlight on Baton Rouge altogether. And I want to share that with as many people as I can.
His fan base and following are expanding, with each victory and hurdle cleared on Hell's Kitchen.
Love of food at an early age, Chef.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and bigger every day. So I'm just riding the wave and enjoying it, man. Loving every second of it, though.
And without giving away the season's dramatic finish, expect to see Chef Motto featured for a long time.
I'm here right now, for sure. Yeah, taking it one day at a time. So the future's bright, though.
Human Jukebox Marching Band to the Dancing Dolls, it's no secret that it's homecoming week here at Southern University.
Well, of course, Southern is the best HBCU in the land, so of course we're going to turn up, and if you're not here, then where you at? Ain't nothing small. That's all I'm going to say. Ain't nothing small. This SU Homecoming 2019.
Alumni are in town from near and far to help the Jags celebrate.
It's really homecoming. You really get the whole overall idea of homecoming when you're an alum and you come back home. And you see so many people that you came in with, that you graduated with.
Each year, the election of the homecoming queen is an important part of the university's history. This year's queen is grateful for the experience.
So we get to see the Jaguar Nation, we get to see everyone in parade and have fun, throw candy and just fellowship with everyone. Of course, the tailgate, as well as the football game, which is the big climax, and we'll take the victory against Alabama A&M University.
Fans are hoping to cheer on the Jags to a homecoming win against the Alabama Bulldogs.
Getting to this point, just being involved first academically, making sure that my academics were, of course, a priority, as well as making sure that I had relationships with professors, friends, just a love for my institution as a whole. And I feel that's what a queen really embodies. It's just being present in the moment, present at the institution, and being that well-rounded student.
Crystal Whitman, NBC Local 33 News. They walk on 4 legs, but they are a part of the Shreveport Fire Department. Meet these guys, 5-year-old Trace and 6-year-old Scout.
They're trying to find missing people in disaster, wilderness, flooded area, and they can detect so much easier than all the gentlemen you'll see here today.
The K-9 team is a part of at least 100 crews across Louisiana that are coming together to become one team.
We have 30 different fire departments across the state represented in this team, from Shreveport, Monroe, down to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, and many departments in between. State Fire Marshal Butch Browning says the urban search and rescue units are trained in disaster deployment operations and logistics. Baton Rouge Mayor President Sharon Weston Broome sharing a few words of encouragement before the departure.
It's a great feeling to know that our urban search and rescue here in the parish and the Baton Rouge Fire Department are reaching out and offering a response to those individuals in Florida specifically right now.
Prayers before they took off for their trip. Louisiana responders and their families are all too familiar with the journey that lies ahead.
I'm a third-generation fireman. My family always knows fire service. It's just another day. Kids know daddy's going to work, husband's going to work. This is what we do in my family.
Crystal Whitman, NBC Local 33 News.
On New Year's Day, the family of Joel Ross received news that the 26-year-old father of 2 died.
They told us that he had died of an overdose.
Jamie Edwards says she had a gut feeling that something else happened to her brother other than what the coroner's office reported.
I was told that with heart attacks and overdoses, that once the body starts to, have aspiration going on, once the body is completely deceased, then some of that blood will start coming, through the pores and stuff like that. But it was too much.
24 hours after trying to process their loved one's death, the family received a shocking phone call.
He said, that we are sorry to inform you, but your son actually was killed.
The discovery of Ross's true cause of death was discovered by a worker at this funeral home. It was their staff who alerted investigators that Ross had a gunshot wound to the torso.
I got angry because at first I was like, man, this got to be a joke. Like somebody made a mistake or something, because somebody just couldn't be that careless. Because I was standing next to my mama when the coroner come out and said, there is no doubt it's an overdose.
Monday afternoon, the funeral home confirmed Joel's body was returned to the coroner's office. In a statement, East Baton Rouge's coroner Dr. William Bo Clark said Joel's cause of death is still under investigation.
They had drugs there, okay, he overdosed, so we're not going to check his body for bullet wounds. We're not going to find out where all this blood coming from. It's just a mistake. That's all it was. It's just a simple mistake. But I'm watching my daddy come in the house and fall to his knees crying over his son.
The family says there are no words to describe the heartache they feel knowing a trained medical professional misclassified the cause of death.
Me personally, I feel like somebody needs to be held accountable. An apology is great, but that still does not deter us from the situation.
Now planning the funeral for the man, the family says, made everyone around him laugh. They say they won't rest until there's justice for Joa.
From the initial point of it all, I feel like they just didn't care. They wanted to, okay, this is what it is, all right, let's slap a tag on it and go. And that's not fair. And somebody needs to be held accountable, period.